stage, silly games of second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn, because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. Time's gone by, I've traded like dirt into clay. I thought my memories would end. One street over's now 1,000 miles away. When I close my eyes, I'm back to where I've been. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn, because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today.
Good morning. Let's get into it. This is 1100 WSGI. I'm Utah LaVern, and this is One Street Over. How you doing? I mean, we're all into school now. Everything's back to normal. I just kind of feel like I need my schedule. I've really enjoyed the time off, but I need to punch a schedule. Tiffany Thomson's in. Second Thursday, 7 to 7:30 is her slot, because she's my friend and I just need to check in with her every month. We just like to visit. But now she's also got a very crucial role as the director over at the Senior Center, which just blows my mind that you have just, it's so hysterical, because you are one of those folks that when you first got here, you were CASA, and you came in. And I remember you coming in and going, "Oh, we're going to do radio."
I was so nervous to be on the radio.
So funny. And then you were United Way.
Uh-huh.
And then Safe Baby.
Uh-huh.
And now Senior Center.
Senior Center,
and
yeah.
all kinds of nonprofits along the way.
Yes.
You know, Sports Alliance and Prevention Coalition, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
Any others? Which others?
Oh, goodness. So I'm on the library board this year. I actually made a list the other day. I was like, the things that I'm involved in or whatever. Because I forget, right? Like I'm a chamber ambassador for the Chamber of Commerce.
Awesome.
I'm on the library board. I will be joining the My Father's House Mission Board.
Okay.
And then I obviously am the executive director of the Senior Center. I sit on the Generations Next board, and as part of that, I am over their Robertson County Prevention Coalition and the Generations Next Academy initiative. We don't have an academy yet, but we have been working diligently on trying to find the right place and space to start a daycare, childcare. So.
I know. And it's one of those things. Y'all have had a couple of places where you thought, okay, this is going to work out. And then you had to kind of step back. And it was like, okay, that one didn't work. So we're going to do something different. Kind of. Am I right on that?
Yes. In fact, we just said no on our third location Monday. So yeah, it's kind of, it's just definitely one of those things that because of the investment that's involved in getting a place suitable to take care of kids, you know, it's got to be safe. It's got to be the right kind of location. There's just a lot that goes into it. So, and expense that goes into it. So before we're not going to jump into the wrong place.
Right.
Especially when you're a nonprofit and all the money you have to go into it needs to be fundraised or, you know, through grants or whatever. So it's kind of a big commitment. So,
yeah. So
but we are looking at location number like 4. So yeah.
God will make a way. It's like they say, if it's not in God's plan, you can't force it, and if it is, you can't stop it.
Exactly.
And you know, he helps us with all. And
we've learned something new at every single one, either the way that the city government works, or the way that some options that are open to us as far as like financing and stuff goes. We're learning something every time. So
yeah,
just part of the education of life. My grandpa used to say it's the tuition of life.
The tuition of life.
Yeah.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
very good. Well, what is happening big at the senior center? Because I know y'all are just all kinds of fun things.
Oh my goodness. It's such a fun place to be. Like, I love it. This Friday we have Maggie Valley Express, or bluegrass band. They're like, hey, can we just come play for y'all? Like, no big deal. It's just kind of a bluegrass pop up at 12:30 at the senior center.
Bluegrass pop up.
Yep. So come on. If you haven't eaten lunch yet, bring your lunch. Come and sit with us. Enjoy some music. There'll be people playing cards and dominoes all at the same time. So it'll kind of be the background to some of the stuff we already have going on that day. So yeah, come on down. That's our big thing this week. We did have a birthday party yesterday. We do birthday parties once a month, and that's always a fun time. And yeah, we've got next week, actually, my activities director, today, she has been there 14 years, but she has turned in her resignation, or her retirement. I don't even know what you call it when you're 78 and you've been doing it that long. You know, she's amazing, but she's retiring. And so next Thursday, we're having a luncheon, which we have every month, but we're going to honor her service to the seniors of Robertson County. She's been a vital advocate for seniors, and she's just amazing.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so come next Thursday at 11 o'clock. We have Smile 65, which is an agency that helps older adults get access to dental care.
Oh, wow.
They're going to come and do like bingo, and then we're going to have the potluck and celebrate Elaine Spurlock. And so yeah, everybody come. You're all invited. It's going to be a blast. So we're doing that. We've got a trip coming up next month to out west. They're going to Mount Rushmore and Yellowstone, and it's going to be fantastic. I think we have a couple more spots if anybody wants to jump in last minute. And then we've got 3 trips already planned for next year, 1 to Maine, 1 to Albuquerque, and then 1 to like Amish country in Indiana. And so
they just did a trip, right?
Yes, they just got back. They just got back from Vermont last week, and I got Melissa, who's my assistant director. She brought me back all sorts of yummy maple candy. They got to tour a lot of cool like museums and stuff, and see some amazing sights. And and everybody I shouldn't say everybody. There are some people that just don't, it's not their thing, but 99% of the people absolutely enjoy it. And they have a great time. And if you want to get out and travel and you don't want to do it alone, come join us. You just have to be an adult. Like, you don't have to be a senior. Nobody identifies as a senior anyway.
But you just don't bring your teenagers.
Right? Yeah. You have to be a legal adult there, because they are
different.
Yeah.
Don't need teenage drama.
No, senior drama is way more fun anyway. But yeah, just come. But yeah, it'll be a blast. But we are celebrating our 50th anniversary this year. Okay, so cool. The senior center turns 50. We actually become a senior this year. So a nonprofit I know all you 50-year-olds are like, but I'm not a senior. I'm going to come in. They needed community service hours yesterday. They were 74, and they're like, I just love old people. Where can I do some service? And I was like, honey, you're like right among your age
74
group. She's 74. She's like, I just love old people. How can I fit in? I was like, oh,
you are old people.
You are among your peers, but we would definitely we'll take your service.
So funny.
And so yeah, that's another thing. If anybody needs service hours, we absolutely love putting people to work, whether it's just sitting and playing games with people and talking to people, hearing their stories, or if you got some, more physical labor in you, we can put you to work there too. But so youth, older people, we've been getting a lot of, community service from the courts coming. And so we appreciate all of that. So yeah, come on, be part of what we got going on. But
do it.
We are going to have a big 50th wedding anniversary, 50th anniversary party, but it is going to be it's like our golden anniversary, right? So we're going to have a big event in November. But we're going to be celebrating all year long. So we're going to be doing things. We're going to have special guests at each one of our birthday parties for the next year, and we're going to really do it big. So if you're a business that wants to get involved, reach out to me. If you're just somebody who wants to donate, reach out to me. We can plug you in and help you get into our senior community. So
There you go. There's all kinds of fun stuff happening, and you obviously are enjoying it. And,
Oh, it's so fun.
yeah, and it's very cool. So, if you want to get involved in anything going on at the senior center, this is the lady that you need to make contact with, and the trips, and that would be the one thing I'd be like, being able to travel and do all those trips would be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
And a lot of my friends that are retiring, they do a lot of travel.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool. But, and like you said, you don't want to do it alone. So come and join them. So very, very cool. Oh, let's turn that off. But what else you got on your mind, my friend?
Well, let's see. I just also want to put a shout out for our website. Somebody called yesterday and they're like, I tried to Google Springfield Senior Center and they got like Springfield, Illinois or whatever, when you live in like one of the most common places. So go to our website. It's rcseniorcenter.com. And we always have our calendar on there. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call too. We always have our calendar on there and you can see what's going on. Also, if a long trip's not your thing, like 3 Wednesdays a month, we do something local, go to a museum and lunch, or I think they're going thrift shopping next week. Cool. And, so all sorts of fun stuff to do. We also have craft groups like sewing group, and they're going to start a service project, making some things for people in hospice care and stuff. And so there's just so many ways to connect, So yeah, that's what's going on. But, other stuff going on. We got Generations Next. We're about to gear up for our fall ball season. I don't know if you call it fall ball when it's football, because that's more of a baseball term, isn't it? I don't know. But the fall ball season's come up, and we have just passed our record for fall participants. Fall's our smaller season because you have a lot of kids that play regular football in the fall. Right. And so it's a little bit smaller than our spring season, where you have all those football players wanting to do something in the spring, so they come out. So we have over 175, I can't remember exact numbers, fall ball players. And so our season starts at the end of the month, and we're just super excited about it. Of course, there's a heat advisory right now, so we have to be careful about when we can practice. And there are certain guidelines as far as if the kids are allowed to play or practice with the heat advisory, but we try to make sure we take care of that.
Well, and that's one thing. We were out walking this morning super early, and I mean, I'm breaking a sweat, and it's, still dark 30 out, and I'm breaking a sweat out there. So I can't imagine how hot it's going to be today. And I know we're still in the 90s. I know that the high, so it's something you got to think about. So, but fall's coming, y'all. It's going to cool off.
I know. It's like it gets hot, and then boom. And then I'm like, oh, it's cold today. So.
Yeah, exactly. So it's coming, y'all. Just hang in there. It's going to cool off. But anyway, we're talking with Tiffany Thomson, and she is the executive director over at the Senior Center. She works big with Sports Alliance and all the things kid connected. There are just so many things. If you're interested in something going on in the nonprofit community, ask her, and she can probably say, yeah, you can come with me, because I got all these things that I'm doing. Not to mention mother of 4 kids. You've got five kids.
5 kids.
Yeah, it's like I'm saying, no, she's got 5 kids.
I'm like, just because they're grown doesn't mean they were.
Yeah. Well, but it's like you think in your head, and how is Turner doing?
He's doing pretty good. Yeah. Yep.
He's still out and about. So
he is. He's in Colorado, and he's just
thriving,
learning about adult life and all the things that entails. And so
it's so funny, the kiddos that, because I've got kids, that my children are at that point in their adult life that we got it, Mom. Don't worry about us. You know what I mean? When I start asking about their life, they're just like, stop, Mother, stop. Because they're 30 and above. But now I've got this whole new set of kids with my seniors that go on, that I've had in class, and they'll reach out to me about different things. And it's so interesting to watch this new bunch go from childhood to adulthood. And I get to, witness it, because some of them stay in touch with me. And it's just quite interesting. I remember when my kids were making that transition. Does that make sense?
Yes. And it is
You
a
know.
transition. Like, I think a lot of times we expect
Yeah.
it to be like, because my second son just graduated from high school and he's a lifeguard at the YMCA, and they're like, well, what's he doing next? I'm like, he's still figuring it out. Like
Yeah.
it might take a minute to kind of figure out
Yeah.
what he wants to do forever. But
Mm-hmm.
but there's always that mom part of you that's like, just please launch eventually,
I
like
know.
I'm all about giving grace for not knowing what you want to do right away, but please
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah. But you don't want to force issues either. But in the same
No.
sense, you want to equip them to be able to launch and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't there a movie failure to launch or
Yes.
something? There
Yep.
is one out there, isn't it? And none of us want that. But let me do a break here, and we're going to continue to talk to Tiffany about all the things she has going on in her world and all the things going on at the senior center. Senior center, it is for you way earlier than you. I mean, it's one of those things, like you said, officially you're a senior at 50, did you say? Is that what they say?
You can become a member at 50 at the senior center. It just, there's no definite term of senior, I guess, because like I think some places give you a senior discount at 55, some you got to be like 60. So but yeah, you can become a member at 50 at the senior center.
Okay.
We're going to rebrand to the social center though, because nobody's a senior. Nobody.
Nobody. Well, because as we all say, the older you get, in my 60s, I'm like, 60s are the new 40, and then 70s it'll be the new 40. And everybody told me this: as you get older, you will not feel like you're older. I was saying to my husband the other day, I said, it's so funny. I think I walk like an old person now because, joint issues and all this kind of stuff. And even though I've had all these replacements and all that kind of thing, things creak and ache and all that. And I said, I feel like I walk like an old person. And he and I looked at each other and we are old persons, And it's like, it's
a privilege. It's a privilege getting old.
It is. Amen, sister.
And
Amen.
Frank Lloyd Wright says, the older I get, the more beautiful life becomes.
Yes.
So
and that's the thing.
Privilege to be around for that.
And that is a reminder, because I love that you said that getting old is a privilege, because too many we all know people who didn't have that privilege. And remember, getting old is a privilege. That's beautiful. Is that like hanging on the wall at the senior
It needs
center?
to be. Let's do it.
I think that needs to be hanging on the wall somewhere, because there's no truer statement. It is a privilege. But I love you, friend. It's so fun to touch base with you and see what's going on in your world. We're going to talk now about Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. They were in last week. Had so much fun catching up with them, talking about the historic properties that they're handling, the property they have between here and Orlando that has a little cave on it, talking about the new folks that are joining the team at Exit Prime. And there's folks all the time just coming online saying, hey, maybe I want to be a realtor part-time. Maybe I want to be a realtor full-time. Barry and Rebecca both started out. Well, Rebecca pretty much went all in, because she came out of a radiology career. When her kids started school, she's like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to relaunch into the work world, and I'm going to go full time. And she went full time into real estate instead of returning to her radiology career. And she scouted out to find the perfect company to do that with. And it was Exit then, and it's still Exit. Exit Prime Realty is absolutely the company that will cross every T and dot every I for everything you need if you want to be a realtor. And then she brought Barry along years later. He was in marketing, vice president of a media marketing company for 17 years in Nashville, and then decided to go full-time real estate himself. But he'll tell you, it is a good part-time career if you want to do a couple of other things. But it's one of those things that he's going to talk to you very honestly, and he very famously will say, you want to be a realtor? I might talk you out of it, because I'm going to be super honest with you. Make sure you know the career you're asking for. Because when they were in last week, they talked about being a realtor, and if housing sales are down, you don't get a paycheck. You got to plan for those things. You've got to understand that that's the way this industry works, and they're going to be real straight with you and bring you along, because it is a fun industry. It's an exciting industry, and it's one that's wide open, especially in an area like ours that's just growing in leaps and bounds. It'll have little lulls, but we're going to continue to grow in this area. So you want to talk to the Richards about your property. They specialize in Robertson County properties because they've been here for 30 plus years, like myself. They grew up in Kentucky, like myself, so they also know about all Kentucky properties. So because of their diverse background, they specialize, and being Robertson County, they specialize in Robertson County properties, but also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. Easiest way to get in contact with them, go to sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy robertsoncounty.com, or you can give them a call, 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425, or 7424, or, Barry says, just Google us, you'll find us, and you can link up with them very easily. And make sure you let them know U-Turn sent you. Talking with Tiffany. What else have you got to talk about, my friend? We can talk about anything. Whatever you want. Brian Pulley's going to be coming in here.
I saw that when I went to connect it on our Facebook page. It said Tiffany Thomson, Brian Pulley, and I was like, this must be an old one. Then I was like, oh no, it's his day. So yeah, we because Brian and I used to be on together for years, and it was great. It was great. I miss that.
Well, see, and it's funny because I think a couple of times you've been in, Brian, they have given up the fourth Thursday. The United Way did their slot because they come in once a week if they're available, simply because they've got so many things going on, and they are the bridge builder to the nonprofits in our community. Well, so you would think that y'all's paths would cross more, but he's had to miss a lot of the times when you've been in. So I'm glad that y'all's times are hitting today, because y'all were old co-workers.
Yeah.
And y'all were a great team.
We were a great team. We were.
Yeah. So, and that's what's so funny. Brian, he keeps running them off, we say. He's had so many different ones.
Longevity. That's all.
We're just teasing Brian. Well, then Ace came back. It started out, it was him and Ace, and then it was you and Brian, and then Catherine and Brian, and then she went over to the city. And is working over there, and now Ace is back. So it's been like...
somebody was asking me the history the other day, and I was like, well, Ace went to the city, then I went to the county, then Catherine went to the city.
It's just too funny. It's just too funny. But Brian, we know, tried and true, Robertson County, and he's going to be in here in a little bit to fill us in on what's going on with United Way. So y'all can, I'll save an ad to do so y'all can visit for a minute while your paths are crossing. Good. You can just hang with us if you want to too. But anyway,
I got to get my kids to. Yeah, I probably could. I now my kids aren't driving the bus this year, so because I work right by all three of my kids go to Innovations Academy, and the senior center is right downtown. If anybody didn't know, it's just one street off the square. It's right behind, just across the street from the Historical Society and the old, the WXI building, the old radio station. Anyway, we're right across the street from that. So really, we're almost on the square. We can see the square from our front door. So or the courthouse.
You're downtown.
We're downtown.
You're downtown.
If you see a mint chocolate chip building, that's us. Come on in. Even if you're not a senior, come in, say hi. We love it when people of all ages come in. In fact, I really love when people bring their grandbabies or great grandbabies in. It's just I love seeing intergenerational relationships. In fact, our last dance, somebody said, "Can I bring my grandkids?" And I said, "I think that'd be great, as long as they're not tripping anybody or in the way or obnoxious running around." Because they've a lot of our seniors have done that time where they've been up to their eyeballs with kid noise and shenanigans. So it's like, as long as it doesn't turn into a kid shenanigan place, we're happy to have all generations come. So anybody come on down, come pop in and say hi.
Play some games.
We absolutely, we love it. So it's a great place to be, and there's always something going on. So if not, follow our social media. Please follow our social media. We had to start that from scratch. What we had before was a group where people could chat with one another, which is great, but we needed a forward-facing social media account. So we kind of had to start that from scratch, a few months ago, and we're like up to like almost 250 followers. So we would love to see that continue to grow. So everybody come follow our social media page. Even if you're not a senior, at least it'll help you know what's going on in our community with that population. And so that you can talk more informed about it if anybody asks. I had somebody call the other day. They're like, my mom lost her significant other 2 years ago. And she's healthy every other way, except she's still really depressed and just sitting on the couch, like, what can I do? She's like, she used to bring her mom to the senior center. When you've been around 50 years, you've seen a few generations come in and out. So she's like, she used to bring her mom to the senior center, and I'm wondering if it's a place that would be appropriate for her to plug in. And so everybody knows somebody who's lonely in that 50 plus range. And so follow along with us just so you know what's going on, and you can help guide them to some of the things that we have going on. Just like this pop-up on Friday, come listen to some bluegrass music. No pressure. You don't have to be anything or do anything or even interact with anybody. Just come listen.
Bluegrass pop-up. What time is it again?
That's at 12:30.
12:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to come take your lunch break if you want, if you want, come listen to some music. Bring your lunch if you want. People, a lot of times people bring their lunch and eat at the center. There's also Meals on Wheels is at the church next door, and so a couple days a week, a lot of our members go over and get Meals on Wheels in person, and then they come and eat it, or they'll eat it there and then come back. And so yeah, there's almost always treats on our counter. So like Panera just stopped by the other day and brought us treats. If you're somebody who wants to bring treats to our members, please do. Please come share a meal with us. Also, the potluck every third Thursday at 11 o'clock. So, and we totally encourage all local people to come. In fact, they used to, like, anybody could come, and I think they used to charge like $3, and so a lot of the attorneys and stuff from around the square would come and have lunch with our seniors. So just come. We encourage any of our politicians, our attorneys, anybody that works downtown the square, come to our potluck. Come meet us.
It's so funny because whenever I was on the campaign trail when I ran for Congress, senior centers is where we were advised to go in campaigns, like you bet, because those people vote.
Yeah, they're still
they don't miss a vote. And so I mean, it's one of those things that I just remember, honestly and truthfully, until I was on the campaign trail, I didn't even know what a senior center was. I wasn't, because it was off my radar. And I think that's one of the best things about how you're getting out on social media and you're doing what you're doing, because so many people are not even really aware of it.
Right.
I wasn't, and
right.
that was only 10 years ago. And I was already a senior, but I'd never really thought about what they did. And I would go into them, I'm like, man, you guys are pretty cool, and having fun. And it was not even on my radar. And I think it's just cool that y'all are getting it and pushing it out there. And one thing too, some of your members I see out and about, and they're always talking it up and talking the trips and different things like that. So there's a big enthusiasm. I really think you're going to have a insurgent. And
we already have, we've already grown a lot, even since I've been there the last 3 months. Like we're growing, and people have been like, wow, I drive by and your parking lot's full. I was like, oh yeah. Awesome. We've got a crowd. Wednesdays are our slowest days. But other than that, and Thursdays are our busiest days. And so, last week we had 88 individuals that came into the center, 22 people out on a trip. That's 100 lives that we're personally touching.
That's great.
And that was a slow week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're definitely in the business of connection and also information. Like I had somebody else on Facebook yesterday be like, I don't even know what to do. My mom's getting all these like Medicaid calls, and and I'm just like, come connect with the senior center and we'll get you connected to somebody that's legit, because you get scam calls all the time. Please don't do anything over the phone, because we've seen people lose like their deceased spouse's pension because they did something on the phone that they weren't supposed. That somebody that sounded trustworthy, and so please encourage them, to actually come in, and we'll connect you to a reliable source to get reliable information, to get you the best plan for you with your doctors, for your, whatever your medical issues are or whatever. I'm not saying we don't do it, but we will connect you to somebody that's legit and has been vetted, and so those types of things, because it's such a vulnerable population, but it's a vulnerable population which some of them have resources, so they're even more vulnerable, right? Like, so I've worked with kids, which is a vulnerable population, like my whole life. and terrible things happen to children, but they don't have as many resources to take from them as, when it happens to seniors, they all have all the same abuse things that happen to them, but then they also have resources that are stolen from them.
Well, see, and one thing too that happened, I talk about how I got scammed really bad last year because somebody impersonated my boss and did it so thoroughly. I was absolutely convinced I was doing something that, I mean, it was unbelievable. And I would have probably paused and cautioned it if I had not been able to help. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, yeah, I can do that. That's no big deal. I've got the resource to do that.
Right.
And so if you're, some people, they'll say, well, we need this. And it's like, well, I don't have that. And then you start pausing and you're like, this doesn't feel right. But when it's somebody that they thoroughly convince you that there's somebody else and you're like, well, I'm glad to help. Lord's blessed me. I'd be glad to help.
Right.
And that's the thought process. And I never in a million years thought I'd get sucked in.
Mm-hmm.
And as I started sharing my story and being super embarrassed and honest about it, astounded of the people who had also, I had the same thing happen to me, where it would be a family member or an employer or something like that. And it's like, it was because, I can do that. That's no problem. I want to help.
Right.
Lord's blessed me. I want to help. And that's what we're in an area, there are a lot of really kind-hearted people. And it's, if you put a need before them, like, well, of course, let me take that off of you.
Right.
And that's that mentality. And man, you need people that can advise you, and you need to, anytime you get, I don't even want to get started on how sneaky they can be, but sneaky they are. So
it's crazy. And they
really
prey on people's kind heart.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the people that get scammed, and loneliness, I've seen also some, like love scams, I guess. I don't know how else you call it, but so people are all trying to meet people. How do you meet people nowadays if you don't go to a bar or whatever? A lot of times you meet people online. And so there have been a lot of people that have had year-long conversations with people online, think they really know this person, and then find out that they're getting scammed. Yeah. They play a long game too. It's not this, I just remember when it came out, I was like, the Prince of Abba Baba, whatever.
We joke about that.
I'll send you this money if you send me back this money. And it was a very quick thing. But nowadays the scammers have gotten now they can almost automate those relationships. It's an AI relationship. So it's not even somebody there texting you back. It's an AI bot, doing the relationship part. And then
it's creepy. I mean, if you use AI at all, they will. It's just like I was asking about the results of something, and I did it through AI. I do it through chat, and I was like, "So what happened here?" And it's like, "Well, I know you want to know because of Greenbrier," and I'm like, "Stop that!" I mean, it's just it's super creepy. So be careful out there. It's almost 25 till. So Brian's hanging out there.
Oh, is he out there?
Yeah, Brian, you want to come in and say hi? I saw him come in, and anyway, y'all can come on in. Y'all say hi while I go ahead and start talking about. We're going to talk about Valor Mortgage, you guys. We're going to take a minute, let the old friends get a moment to say hello, and we will say bye to Tiffany here in just a minute. But while we're talking about Valor Mortgage, we want to remind you guys, Chris Armtrout and the experienced loan officers at Valor are working hard to find the right mortgage solution to fit your life. You want to say bye before? I know I probably should have said bye to you before we. But anyway, y'all go see her at the Senior Center. Very good. We'll let Brian come in. So anyway, love you, friend. But we're going to talk about Valor Mortgage again. Chris Armtrout and the experienced loan officers at Valor. No matter what it is you need, we talk about one of the things that people will scam you with are your mortgage opportunities. And you will get, text or emails saying, hey, you've got some equity in your property. Why don't you take some equity out and take a great trip or do all these kinds of things. All these kinds of things where they're treating you like a number. It's an algorithm. You don't want to mess with any of that. If you sincerely have property and you want to get some equity out of it, if you have property that you're wanting to maybe, take and do some investment and buy another piece of property and have some investment property, those kinds of things, you don't want to do that with just somebody you find online. You want to do it with a trusted neighbor and somebody that's not going to just treat you like a number. Chris Armentrout, he has, again, experienced loan officers at Valor, and they're working hard to find the mortgage solutions that can fit your life, your budget, and your goals. VA loans, FHA loans, conventional and jumbo financing. They have all the tools to get you to the closing table. They're not just in the business of mortgages. They're in the business of making homeownership possible for everybody. So whether you're buying that first home, refinancing, or investing in the future, Valor Mortgage is ready to serve. Call them. 615-671-9178, 615-671-9178, or go to valor.mortgage, get pre-approved today, because when it matters most, you deserve a lender you can trust. Buy with confidence, buy with Valor. Valor Mortgage, NMLS number 1210804, DBA of Encore Lending Group, NMLS 1249911. Equal housing lender, subject to credit approval, rates and terms subject to change without notice, not a commitment to lend. Let them know U-Turn sent you. Brian Pulley is.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay. We're
so glad we got to connect.
I know we're surviving the first full week here and getting back in our flow. It's slowly but surely. Yeah.
I love it. What grade are your kids in now?
3rd and 8th.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got an 8th grader?
I do. She is at 8th grade.
You're gonna have a high schooler next year.
Yeah, she feels like I feel like I live with like a college student as it is and has been. She went from like my little girl, all the little girl stuff, and then it feels like I woke up one morning and I had a teenager in the house, and it just like the switch flipped.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I'm trying to embrace every stage, but this one has been a difficult adjustment for Dad. So
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is because the whole. So I don't have that experience because I raised all boys.
Yeah.
And girls are a lot.
Y'all different, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's
Well, and I'm watching my granddaughter.
Yeah.
I've got 2 granddaughters and 2 more on the way.
Yeah.
But my granddaughter, who is 6, she's a handful.
Yeah.
And my little 5-month-old granddaughter, she's just still so precious.
Oh yeah.
She just just the joy. And so is the older granddaughter, but she's a little wild too. She's feral. She is.
They're different. So I told my son, he asked me something, and I said, son, if I knew the answer to that question, it was something about something a girl did. I said, we would all be rich right now. I'd written a book and I'd be touring the world. So I was like, I don't understand it either, buddy. So,
that's great.
And I have nothing but respect. I want to be clear. I was raised predominantly by women and had female bosses my whole life. I get along great.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just don't understand what's happening. So
I love it. I love it.
And that 13-year-old girl, I certainly don't understand what's going on sometimes. So
we were talking about when y'all first started coming in with United Way. And so I've known you guys a long time, and I remember. I
think it was during COVID, wasn't it? Like maybe the tail end of it, or was it before that? Before COVID,
because it was when right after my congressional campaign.
Okay.
I started working over there, and you guys came in while we were still on the other side over there, and I remember Ace and her sweet girl who is now in college, and
she's going. And let's send a little extra love and prayer for Ace. She's going to be dropping Annie off, I think Friday. So this week. So I know that's a lot. I know that's coming for me. So here's what's funny. When her and I first met, I think Annie was about the age Ava is, or maybe even a little younger. And so I've watched the progression with her, and now I'm getting ready to go and I know how quick that went. And then now she's at this point. So anyway, I'm sorry.
I just was talking about your daughter, and I remember Ace coming in and just sharing stories about things going on in the morning with her daughter, and just getting so tickled now because I remember some of those conversations she would come in, and it's just so funny just to be at this point and get to watch you guys go through this has been such a delight, and I appreciate y'all sharing that with me.
No,
it's been fun, and yes, she's doing Ace's sweet girl. I mean,
she's valedictorian, going to UT. We're sending our best and brightest up to Knoxville, and that's amazing. She's just an amazing young lady, and Ace done a great job with her, and that's what I'm trying to.
Dad, you too.
Dad too.
She's definitely Ace's little mini.
Oh, good gracious, man! Yeah,
by far. So
I didn't know that we needed another one, but we got one.
We got another one, but Dad, you get credit too.
Sure,
they're a great couple, but it's fun. It's fun to watch. But,
I would say when knew I was having a girl, and so I prayed very hard to God. I said, I prayed she was, be smart and be independent, and I would raise her to be able to take care of all those things. And God blessed me 100 times over, because I didn't realize how independent and strong-willed and smart he would send her. So be careful what you pray for, because God will answer those prayers. But I joke too. I had none of these before she got here. Not a one.
None of the
I've seen pictures at our baby shower for my little girl, and I am completely brown. It's nothing going on there. So I thank her for my wisdom, my gray hairs.
And I don't think Ace will mind me sharing this, but one in particular, and this is when Annie's her daughter's name. Mm-hmm. Okay. And when she was about the age of your daughter, Ace came in, and there was, something was going on that meant a lot to Annie, but it was one of those things that you just needed to let it go and go on. Mm-hmm. And Annie had been like, I want to be a strong, independent woman like you, Mom. And I just remember her saying that. And she was, it was one of those tearful pleas. I'm trying, Mom.
Yeah.
And it was just so cute and so precious. And look now, Ace and Annie are beautiful. But I think about that.
Yeah.
And how long I've known you guys.
It's been a minute. It's been fun. It has been. I appreciate you having us and letting us share all the stuff that we have going on, and we live in such blessed to live in such a wonderful community of givers, and I love coming in here and celebrating those, because I could go be the best United Way person there is, but if we don't have the community and that we serve in, and our corporate partners, our volunteers, our our partner agencies, all the people that make it up. It's completely a team effort all the way around, and it takes that if we want to make everything a little bit better. And I think it's a good model for all of us when we're in our church, or we're in our workplace, or we're in our raising our children and youth sports, like wherever you have a chance to make an impact. Like you say, well, what can I do? Like, you people ask us, like, well, you can help and make things just a touch better. And like, think of everybody did that, and sounds corny, but it's the truth. I see it all the time. Everybody says, well, I can't give a lot to this campaign. I can maybe give like $1 a paycheck. And I tell them, I said, our whole over 100 years of United Way service has been made up over people giving $1 a paycheck. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that absolutely is essential to us, and it allows us to then fund our partner agencies properly and let them do the work in the community. But it just doesn't stop there. I'm a fundraiser. I quit trying to be a salesperson fundraiser a long time ago, because I realized that just wasn't me. I look at myself as more like I'm a partner with these people. I'm here to serve them and to be whatever they need as far as customer service goes, education. And when I started doing it that way, the money's going to follow if it's going to follow. That's as far as fundraising goes. But if we're truly trying to be a partner and truly trying to serve in your communities that you work in, people see that, and they know that it's real, and that's what you're just trying to make it a little bit better than you left it, and know there's still challenges. We can't solve every problem, but we're trying to work in the areas that we focus on and try to make those better, and that's all we can really control. And sometimes we think we got something figured out, and then there's a curveball, you know what I mean, and we got to adjust, and so I think that's one of the things that I'm proud of about our organization, is that they don't say, it's easy to go, we've always done it this way. They do not do that. We look at it every year and say, what can we do better? What are we missing on? And how can we serve our communities better? And those are the conversations that are happening all the time. And I'm proud to be a part of that.
So do you have anything particular that, I know this is campaign?
Yes. Yeah. We're full on. Yeah.
And so, and we've done our back to school stuff there. Mm-hmm. And is there anything on the horizon you're like, okay, put this on your radar because this is coming up and it's coming up quickly?
We do have and I'll maybe during the next break, I will get the specific volunteers, and or the details. We have a volunteer event here in Robertson County on September 10th. And I have a link for the hands-on sign-up, which is super easy. It has all the description there, but we're going to be at the Robertson County Health Department. We're going to try to make that place look a little prettier. And for, a lot of kids have to come through there. And so we're going to try to do some stuff to make it a little more kid-friendly so that's a better experience for them when they have to come for checkups or whatever. Okay. And so it's it's going to be like, I think, and again, I will look it up and get you the details. 10 to 1 on the 10th. You can sign up through the link. I think we need about 35 volunteers. We're going to be reaching out to people that we work with a lot, my corporate partners. Yeah, and it's something ACE has kind of spearheaded and put together. We're trying to do with our hands-on partnership a quarterly volunteer project in each of our counties, and so Robertson is going to be for the fall. But that is something, if you want to volunteer, it's an easy lift. It's a few hours, and we can, depending on your physical ability, we'll have different jobs within that. But if you're just like, what's United Way about, and I'm thinking about getting involved, it's a great way to get involved. I'll post a link under your show page. But that's one thing we got coming up as far as like getting involved here locally. Campaign wise, we're full on. We have a lot of great local partners here, and also just some organizational news. We have officially, as of yesterday, I think, the Attorney General signed off on it. We are officially merged with Sumner County, so we have 10 counties now that we are servicing, and also beginning in January, I think the name is official, but we will be the United Way of Middle Tennessee, which is what we used to be many years ago, and then we had to change for various reasons, and so it's more fitting to what we actually are now, because we do serve 10 counties in Middle Tennessee, and so excited about that, because I think it truly represents who we are. And more than ever, since I've been here over 7 years now, I think our work is bleeding over throughout the territory. Like it's not just, we're doing this here and we're doing this here. Like we're truly like a regional model where the stuff we're doing is kind of going county to county, and it kind of seeps in everywhere, which is what the hope is, because there's strength in numbers. And we have a great team. We work with great corporate partners that they don't just they're not just located in one place. You know what I mean? They're all over, and we have a lot of Sumner Robertson touching stuff too. So I think that's going to be really good for both communities that I work in, and we're just excited about all of this and looking forward to getting everything rolling. But that's been what's going on right now. We've got a lot of Sumner County companies that we're trying to get on board right now, as far as just during the merger, during the gap, there's always like a lot of questions. It's like, what now? And we're just trying to let them know it's going to be a better deal. I've seen it now. I think this is my 5th one since I've been here. You see it, people have a lot of questions, and then about a year and they go, oh, this is amazing. We've got this, and this now, and we've got these access to these programs we didn't have before, and we've got these grant dollars coming in, and we've got this program and everything else that goes with it. And our model, as far as working with our corporate partners too, I think is really good, and we try to make it a true partnership, and we want to make sure that the employees are getting educated. That's number one for me. It's like, you need to know your resources in the area. Most people don't. That's my job, to go in and help them. So that's what we've got going on right now. But I'll get the link on the September 10th thing. I think it'll be a really good opportunity if you want to come out. It'll be, I think, 10 to 1, and it's not going to be like we're not digging ditches out in the heat. It's inside, and I think it'll be a fun day.
And is it still right there behind Wendy's?
I believe so. I should know this. I just got the link on it.
I think that's where it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up while we're talking, but I know it did get moved. So, but anyway, we've done one. We did one in Clarksville, I believe, and we did one in Dixon, and so Robertson. Then we're going to do one, I think, in Sumner in the wintertime. But we're excited to have a project just for Robertson County that we're focusing on improving something. And this was kind of Ace's, I think, her baby a little bit. So maybe as we're trying to recruit, I'll get her to come in and talk a little bit, and talk about the concept of volunteerism too, and how impactful it can be, especially for our corporate partners. We found that their employees that volunteer tend to stay longer, and they're happier in their jobs, and there's a lot of statistics that back that up. But just as individuals too, as you retire, people retire. We have a lot of retired volunteers. I think it gives them purpose. You've been getting up and going and doing something every day for a long time, and then all of a sudden you're retired, and you're like, all right, what do I do now? And having somewhere to go and serving others, I think it's proven that it's great for our mental health. It's great physically to be able to get out and do something, and just the feeling that you're going to get is go, hey, I accomplished something today, and I helped somebody that maybe they'll make their life a little bit better. So there's a lot of benefit to it, and we're trying to bring more of those opportunities to the areas we serve, and the partnership with Hands On has been key in that. They're great. They're super organized. Like when we were trying to run our little volunteer stuff, it's not our thing, man. We do a lot of good things, but and so we recognize we needed some help, and so this partnership with Hands On has been, because this is what they do. They are experts at it, the organization of it, the setup. The thing I appreciated, we had a volunteer opportunity. We were doing winter cleanup back after the winter storm, and Ace. I'm just messing with her a little bit. Well, we get out and do a project.
We love Ace.
We love you to death.
Yes. Yeah.
We're going to do it till it's done, basically, and it could be midnight. It doesn't matter. We're going to get it done. with our hands-on projects, there's a beginning and end time, and I appreciate that because I was tired, and so when it was time to go, we start shutting it down. It's time to go because I think it's important for our volunteers. You need to know the expectations on the front end, and also like some of the work is physical, and it's like that may be all I have in the tank, and if people are still working and you leave, you may feel guilty about that or whatever. So that we really try to be organized in our timing and everything we do, so that you know exactly what you're going to be getting into, and I appreciate that from an organizational standpoint with hands-on. They're really good at that.
And that's important too with volunteerism, because a lot of people they'll begin to volunteer, and then the next thing you know, they're the ones that everybody goes to, and you exhaust them. You know, it's that the scripture, don't grow weary in doing good, and one way to not grow weary in doing good is to not spread yourself too thin. And by doing it in a more structured way, I think that helps do that.
I agree.
But I do have a lot of ace in me too, because I can remember being on youth group events where we go out and do stuff, and I'd be like, "We're not doing this unless you're done." I'm like, "That's not the way to do it. We're gonna get it done." But you've got to encourage your volunteers and let them not grow weary in doing good. But
100%.
But I feel you, Ace. I'm the same way.
She's a doer.
Stay with it.
And that's why she's great at her job. But but like, just as I've signed up for some stuff too, and you know, it's getting around quitting time. And if you just have other obligations, I say I got to pick my kid up from school, or they got cheer practice, or whatever it is, and I don't want to feel bad about leaving. So they were really good about, like, it's structured really well. Like, we are going to start at this time, and we're prepared to start, so you're not standing around for an hour, you know, waiting on the supplies or whatever. Like, they got everything ready. Like, so at 10 o'clock we're gonna start, and then at 1 o'clock we're going to be out of there. And so that's just good to know. And I had the details right off memory. That's good. Thursday, September 10th, 2026, 10 to 1 o'clock. We have 30 spots. We have 19 spots remaining. So we've already signed up 11 people. It just came out, I think, Monday. And so lunch will be provided for this project.
Nice.
Volunteers should dress in comfortable clothes, and because they're going to be getting a little dirty, but we're going to be doing paint by number murals, landscaping, setting up a shade sail. I have no idea what that is. Building picnic tables, creating sensory areas, just kind of beautifying the area, especially for our kids that go there, and to make it a little brighter and more cheerful space for them when they go to get their checkups and different things.
Mural.
That sounds fun. If you had
how much fun?
If you have an artistic itch there you go. So
as long as it's paint by number, I can paint.
I would still mess that up. Like, it would not matter for me. Art is not in my DNA there. So
one of our art teachers is across the hall from me, and my dear sweet friend Miss Garris, and just talking about community. How I mentioned this yesterday, but I just got to thank you guys again. We had water damage at Greenbrier. Well, my classroom and Coach White's classroom, he's engineering, I'm AV, but we're CTE classes. And so there's insurance, there's fine. We have resources to replace what we lost, and it'll be fine. Miss Garris didn't realize until the day before students came that her supply closet had been lost, and just was a mess. And she pretty much lost all of her stuff that she needed for the kids to use. And how are we going to replace it? And I told her to put a list together and let me put it out on social media. I think everything's been purchased.
And amazing.
You guys are just rock stars.
Yeah.
And I just appreciate y'all circling around my friend. I can't wait till all this comes in.
Right.
But it's just the way the community just takes care of it. It's just time and time again. So I just say thank you once again for that. It was so good. Now I put out a call for my husband and I are looking for Halloween skeletons. Did you see that?
I did. No,
we're doing a criminal justice crime scene.
Oh,
at our house.
Cool.
So we need to bury some skeletons. And so I put up the post, like, you got skeletons in your closet. So people probably think I'm doing some preachy stuff. And it's like, no, I need your old Halloween skeletons.
Your actual skeletons.
Bury in my yard.
Yeah. What are you doing? And so you're going to have something
we're doing the career and technical education programs are led by the state. And they they see what has been done through FFA and clubs and FBLA and different ones. And they really want all the CTE classes to get involved in club activities, CTSOs, what they call them, acronyms. But we're acronym rich. But it's basically the clubs that help the kids to take ownership of what they're learning and be tested on it and compete on it, and to also have leadership opportunities where you have a president that, leads this, and it's to help what you get. FFA has just always been great at it. They're wanting to bring that into the other careers like criminal justice. And it's available through Skills USA and TSA and all that. So they're really pushing all of us that are in CTE to really get involved in these clubs. Well, how do you do it? You've got to show the kids what they're going to be doing. So we're going to be doing a crime scene field trip at our house coming up toward the end of October, where we're going to set a crime scene. We're going to get the theater kids involved, and they're going to act out. And we're not going to tell anybody what
they'll love that.
It's going to be fabulous. They're going to do it on the improv, but it's hysterical. We've got a great scenario for them. And they're going to discover something, and then the crime scene investigators are going to come out, and then they're going to find other things, and we're going to be the media on it. And then we're going to have this scenario set up just to kind of introduce the kids to this is what we do within the Skills USA kind of umbrella, and then we're going to have some competitions for them in the afternoon. So. It's all coming together, but it's a lot. And but we need to. Mark's original idea was he wanted Caleb Stratton to help him get some deer carcasses, like alongside the road, and bury them. But it's just so hot and nasty right now. It's just not good. And at Vol State, their competition, they use just these Halloween skeletons.
Yeah, that'll work.
So I told Mark, I said, full well people have got some stuff like that. He goes, yeah, some skeletons in their closets, and I'm like, yeah. So we need your old Halloween skeletons. And again, these are going to be buried in our yard for 2 months because we got to get them in the ground so the ground can recover and the kids can do their criminal justice training to find them. Yeah. So,
that sounds fun.
If you see anything about skeletons, and we need adult-sized skeletons, not little doggy skeletons or, something that, looks legit that we can bury in our yard.
Yeah.
So that's what we're up to.
There you go.
That's what that's about.
Sounds fun. My son would love that.
Well, yeah. See, and it'll be fun. But, just like they circled around Miss Garris, they do things. I needed a Christmas tree for my classroom a few years ago, and you put stuff out like that, and the people are like, I've got one.
Yes.
We're such a helpful community, and that circles back around to what United Way does. Bridge Builder to the nonprofits, and if you want to be a part of it, it's campaign season. Or sign up.
Talk to me.
Make a difference at our health department.
And it is 800 South Brown Street. So I looked that up. Yeah, it's still back in that area. But yeah, it is. And I haven't been there in a while. So I'm going to be there. Ace is going to be there. We're looking forward to it. We'll be recruiting. Those volunteer spots will fill up. So if you're interested, there'll be as I mentioned, there'll be plenty of different options for you to work. But we'd love to have you. And if you've never volunteered before, it is a fun process. We try to make it fun. It's not like we're going to get there and try to work you to death. It's supposed to be fun. But we're going to get some good stuff accomplished that day too. So, yep.
Anything else? We've got a few minutes here.
No,
we don't have any more ads right now. We've
okay.
Got them.
Okay, cool. Now we are in full on campaign season, and just want to touch on that briefly. So, if your company is interested in doing anything with us, I would urge you to reach out and give me a shout. 615-780-2401, 615-780-2401. Would love to talk to you. Everybody thinks, well, I'm only got 4 people here or whatever. Like, we work with companies from 2 employees all the way to 1,000 employees and everything in between. And there are opportunities for you to plug into the community, to get involved in different levels. Again, we have to raise funds. That's what my job is. That's what we're doing so our partner agencies can thrive. But to me, there's so many other things ahead of that as far as what we're trying to accomplish with our relationships. The money is a part of it, yes, but educating your employees, having an opportunity to get you involved in the community, like you said, being a bridge builder and putting you in touch with other people that may be in need or people that have opportunities. And it's like, do you know anybody that does this? And I go, yes, I work with a company that does that. Let me get you their contact. And then they talk, and then there's a relationship formed, and it's good for both sides. That happens all the time. And that is part of what we try to do is like truly be partners with not just our partner agencies, the nonprofits that we work with, but also our corporate partners. And they have employees in need. We have that a lot. Just had a case where I think I told this, someone's grandmother still had some storm damage stuff that she was dealing with, and then had a flood in her home on top of it when we had some heavy rains. And so Ace was able to plug her in with some resources that we have. That happens quite frequently, and we love getting those emails, not because people are in need, but it's because that's an opportunity for us to give back to these companies that give so much to us. We're like, yes, we can absolutely put you in touch with some resources that will help your employees. There's always 211. Plug that as well. If you just like, I don't know what else to do right now, call that one. That's going to be able to plug you into our partner agencies that are in your area, and get you started there. So that's always a great first step. But deeper than that, usually there's a few things that we know about. We were able to help someone down in Montgomery County, single mother trying to get on her feet. Not a great situation domestically, and there were some things that happened, and it wasn't even one of our partner agencies, and the community impact person there knew somebody, was able to get her on her feet, get her an apartment, get her out of that situation, and it happened in about 24 hours. It was kind of incredible. Cool. Yeah, it's just cool when God works like that. The girl I work with called me that first thing. I had a conversation with her the day before, called me first thing the next morning, said, hey, I just want to update you on what's going on. And it was just incredible to watch God move like that, and using people that are qualified and truly like the hands and feet. I think that she is definitely that, who I'm speaking of, and used her resources and her knowledge and the people she knew and her network, which was not even like really, but it kind of is, kind of not, because it wasn't really our partner agency, but it's somebody that did that type of work to help somebody that was in need, was really what we're there for. So you see things like that all the time, and I just, it makes me feel good about what I get up and do. And when I go talk to people, put our money where our mouth is, you know what I mean? Like this is what we do. I don't have to make up anything. This is just what we do. So
I love it.
Yep.
And tell them again how to get in touch with you.
615-780-2401, 615-780-2401. I would say come by our Springfield office. Ace and I are both running around like chickens with our head cut off right now, just the season we're in. We're not in there a whole bunch these days, but that number I gave you goes straight to my cell phone. You can call me anytime, and I can meet up with you, or we can help and get you plugged in. Yes?
Very cool. And with that, we're going to wrap it up. But on the way out, I do want to remind you that today is the day that they are starting up a new session of American Sign Language classes up at the Well in the Square. They're going to have a level 1 class at 3:30, and then a level 2 class is going to be at 6 p.m. And a lot of people are really getting into understanding how that the more people we have out there that can communicate with folks in the deaf community, the better we are. So American Sign Language happening today, level 1 at 3:30. At Well in the Square, and level 2 at 6 p.m. at Well in the Square. So get in there and start up with that today. And tomorrow will be Faith Friday. Hope you'll be a part of it. Thank you guys for joining us. I got to get to school, and Brian has people to meet with, I'm sure.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's have a great day. Have a great day. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful day.